been playing a lot of games lately. This is our gaming podcast, so we should talk about that.
I disagree.
Well, fuck you.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
This is the day it happened. The schism happened.
Mega64 Civil War.
Remember today.
I'm Iron Man. Is
that movie out?
Captain America.
No.
I'm Captain America.
When does that come out?
Who are you with?
Summer.
May?
Oh, summer? I thought people had already seen it.
No.
Yeah, the Pirators.
Yeah.
Fuck?
The BitTorrent.
I thought people were like
Pirates.
saying how good it was.
Summer blockbuster.
Okay,
Huh.
I don't know.
There's some people who have seen it somehow, like I think reviewers or somebody knows. It's coming out soon.
Oh, man.
Like I think very beginning of May, right?
I guess that would be in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
shit.
crazy.
That is
What
close.
the fuck is going on with this time shit? It's going by so fast.
It just became 2016, and now it's a third over.
Yeah, it's almost May.
As we get older, time speeds up.
Yeah. It's bullshit, man.
I'm trying to look to do the opposite. Let's go slow.
Benjamin Button style.
Yeah.
There was actually this report I saw which talked about how when you do get older, it does seem like time speeds up. And they theorized that, like, when you're 4 years old, 2 years is half of your life. And it really takes up, like,
Relative.
half
Yeah.
of it's 50% of your mind is the last 2 years. When you're 30 years old, 15 years takes up that same, like, every year
Sure,
is
yeah,
a smaller increment of your great life
Makes
story.
sense, yeah.
So when you reflect in your own mind, basically, like, it keeps all those years become smaller pieces of the main timeline, and that's why they seem to go by faster.
Yeah,
and faster.
wow.
Well, that's a perfect segue into what I was going to say about the game Quantum Break, where you can literally manipulate time. Have I ever been set up so well in the history of the podcast to talk about a subject?
I want to
Thank
talk
you.
about a video game, not Quantum Break, where you can manipulate time, so I'll go after you. But remember, the segue could also apply to my game.
It could have.
Skip forward if you want to hear that.
Well, you're going to have to rewind time. You did go first, but we're going to go forward in time first to hear mine and then go back. Now it makes sense.
All right.
Okay, so Quantum Break, I got it for the Xbox One. I think it's the only original game I've bought for the Xbox One in the history of owning the system.
Do you regret owning that system?
I don't regret it because I got it insanely cheap. When I didn't get it when it came out. I got it
Yeah.
a year later and I found it insanely cheap. And I have gotten enough out of it. I don't regret it. I don't regret it, but it is pathetic. It's
Wow, pathetic. Yikes.
it's there to serve the purpose of 3 games.
right.
It just, to me, doesn't offer me anything. That's just me. There's some things I do like about it. But now I really like that it had the resume function, but like now the PS4 has that. So, I don't know. But all I've ever played on it is 2 Halo games. Something else. Titanfall. I love Titanfall. I do like Titanfall. So I guess I did. I guess I did buy that.
Did you get Dead Rising?
I got it for free, so I'm not thinking of buying it. What?
Did you get Dead Rising?
No, I never.
That was exclusive and still is.
Yeah. But Quantum Break, I really liked Quantum Break. I like it as it's like, really, I had no plans to buy it, but it was like, okay, it's the only exclusive coming, and Amazon has this thing now where if you pre-order games with Prime, they're 20% off. So these brand new games are now in the $40-something range. It's
crazy.
like, well, shit, yeah, that's a lot more tempting than 60.
cool.
So yeah, so anyway, I got it on that. I got it on Xbox One, and it's an enjoyable game. The combat, things like that, is fun. You can literally manipulate time in every way. Like, you can form a shield around yourself. You can, if there's a guy coming at you, but you're dealing with these guys, you can stop that person, deal with these other guys. You can also shoot at this guy that's frozen in time, and after the time stops, the bullets will eventually hit him. So it's kind of like you're just delaying that, whatever.
Bullet time.
You kind of have to solve puzzles in levels by rewinding time to like, oh, here's when the guy opened the door. Well, now I'll go through. Because it's been locked this whole time. There's lots to figure out.
Huh.
So I like that part, and visually it's incredible. It's a very good-looking game. However, the weak link in this game is the story. What they did is they developed the game at the same time they developed a TV show about the same story. Microsoft at one point was developing a series of original shows.
Okay.
Because
Like
if you
PlayStation
remember when they showed Xbox One, they were focusing on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Entertainment,
And they had we're making this show and this game and all that stuff. Well, that has gone away. They are focusing on games now because they were losing.
Yeah.
And So what they did, they had 4 episodes of a Quantum Break show made. Now what happens is you play the game. The game is in 4 acts basically, and after every act, you watch a half-hour episode of this TV show to expand on the story. That show is the weak link in the whole thing. It is a bad.
Sci-Fi Channel
It's
original?
a bad, exactly, Sci-Fi Channel original show, and it's like, man, I don't care. I feel like in general, the story of that game is really too into itself. It's a very simple thing taken to the most complicated level. It's just, okay, I'm going to mess with time here. You just caused a fracture in time. Like, okay, there's the catalyst for your story. But they go, oh my God, now the time police are going to come. They're coming from a different time period. And the time police, when they show up, they're going to manipulate time to make it look like we did it instead of them. And they are the ones who did it. So now I don't even know what to do. And now guess what? The time police got here before you even thought that. And they told you to think that. And that's why they're, I mean, it's so,
cool.
It's so overly serious.
Fucking time police.
And the TV show is melodramatic. It's like, just shut up.
Can you skip the show?
You can, yeah. So if you want to do that, do it.
What an insult.
But the game has really good actors in it. Everybody in the game is a legit actor. Dominic Moynihan is a character.
Oh, wow.
The guy who was Abaddon in Lost, yes, Mr. Locke, is in this game. What's his name?
I don't know who that is.
Abaddon.
He was Widmore's assistant.
Abaddon, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
remember Widmore's assistant?
Dude, bro,
Whatchamacallit?
Abaddon, dude.
He's in Game of Thrones. I don't know the guy's name. What?
Peter Dinklage?
No.
Jon
why? 'Cause
Snow?
Little's in the name?
Who's the guy with the...
Ron Stark.
Yeah, the guy with the goatee.
Littlefinger.
So that guy's in it.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so they're all good, but I honestly, I think their performances are better in the game than the show. Like, in the game, it's like, wow, that's cool. They actually got all these people in it, and it works. No, they're all in the show. But I just don't think their material's any good. The show sucks.
So they got... Wait a minute. Sorry. So they got the people in the show to do their same characters in the game as well.
Yeah,
It's
just live action.
Two.
I got it.
That's it.
Okay.
And the graphics supposedly look really good. Like, they look like the people.
Yeah, completely.
They
It looks
nailed
amazing.
The likeness.
But it works. The kind of half-assed story and kind of wooden performances are great in a game.
Yeah.
And then you watch the TV show and it's like, okay.
Yikes.
Move on. So it's interesting. Play it. You know, I would get it in the $40 range. Is it worth $60? I don't know. I haven't beaten it yet, but it's interesting.
Did those episodes ever come out on the Xbox One
No.
network?
No,
as
they're
a
on
show?
this.
in the game.
No,
Just they saved it for the game. Because doesn't PlayStation Network have original programming, like some superhero show?
No interest in watching that.
No, not me
at all.
neither. Is that? Does
They
anyone know what
need
that's
to
called?
Stop doing that.
Powers. It's called
It's
Powers.
called Powers.
Yeah, I remember being at the Sony keynote when they announced that show.
Yeah.
And the guy kept saying the word powers. He was like stuttering it out. This is the powers you want, the powers that you like, and the powers you want are in the show because they all have powers. And I just remember
Wow.
tweeting.
Powers.
I just remember
Powers.
like, yeah. It
Power
was-
to the people. Power to the
that's
players.
all I know about that show.
Powers.
Powers.